All right, welcome back. Today, quick video. Why women are running out of options? I beg to differ. They're actually not, right? They got options all around. Now the options are getting shittier, right? But that's it, right? And this is the problem. This is the problem with manosphere, red pill, all the pills, right? This is the problem, right? Because they're crying wolf, and the sky is falling, and all this other crap, and can't seem to see the simple solution. At least the simple problem, right? But here we go. Go ahead and jump in, and I'll show you what I mean.
You truly do have this dating crisis where there's just not enough men to meet this hypergamous mating.
Again, you can't tell women to lower their expectations, but this is the reality. When you ask a man if you could have a woman who had 80% of everything you wanted, 75% say, yeah, I'm on board.
Mm-hmm.
When you say to a woman, a man has 80% of what you want, 75% say that's not enough. But if you...
Correct.
But even look at the media.
Right.
What does the media tell a woman to do? He's out. But he didn't open your door? He's not nice to his parent? You walk right out on that man. Like, it's literally every piece of media is, you don't need him. You're a strong, independent woman. Pull the ripcord. You're out.
Also true.
And it is the basic kind of communication around this is, you are a strong, independent, powerful woman. That is wonderful. And quite frankly, you don't need the imperfect man. And they're just not connecting. I read that on Tinder, a man of average attractiveness has to swipe right 200 times to get one coffee.
No, way
True.
more than that, my friend.
And then 4 of those 5 coffees will ghost him. They will
True, if not all 5.
They will decide they don't want to meet him, or they won't show up.
See, one thing that gets me is, like, who decides what's an average looking guy? Who does?
Well, son, I'm about to explain. You do. However, this is also part of the problem. You decide. You, the man. That's what makes you the man. How many times have I said over and over and over again? And I say it here again. You are supposed to be the man. Now notice this debate table here and Rolio are all pointing to the problems and damn near close to the literal answer, but nothing ever comes out. They never say anything about the answer. It's amazing to me, right? And I hope to you, my viewers, start realizing and noticing this little thing, right, that I'm pointing out, which is not little, by the way. It's actually the biggest problem of them all, right? But anyways, I'm trying my best to show you the actual solution. Now, I give you the solutions all around. That's simple. The hard part is getting past this, for some reason, problem that no one seems to fucking not only realize it, right, but it's like overlook. It's like it's not in the thought process. It's amazing, right? But anyways, let's continue and see if I can somehow do it today.
Who decides what an average dude is? Is the average dude in the 20 percentile, or is he in the 80 percentile? And I also want to point this out too, as although it seems like Scott Galloway is actually on board with all of this stuff, the fact remains that it's women's standards are primarily based in evolutionary background, evolutionary history, right? Evo bio, in fact. So the fact that he's making these comparisons at this point, which is funny to me because he's usually a man up guy. For most of the time, like, men need to man.
Well, I'll be damned. See, Rolio here again. They're saying correct statements, but no answers. Ironically, he kind of said it a little bit there, right? He's like talking about the bald guy. The bald guy is a man up advocate. What does that mean? It means if women cannot settle or don't want or reject an 80% level of perfection, right? Then you must achieve higher than 80%, right? Period. Right? Period. That's what that means. It means you have to be above average. Period. That's it. Right? Now I know how it sounds. No one wants, what the, ain't nobody perfect and blah, blah, blah. Well, the 1% beg to differ. Now, another thing is what exactly achieves that extra, right, percent higher. Understand, it's like the brain. Believe it or not, right? Scientists say that we are only using what 15% of our actual fucking brain power, right? So understand, this is indeed real, right? If this is true, by the way, right? If we are literally at the level we are at 15%, understand the difference. If you are an 80% and you only lack 10, it's the same premise. Understand. You only have to reach a couple, 1 or 2 or 3 makes all the difference. And that's the point. However, most guys don't want to fucking listen. They don't. They're like, well, 80 is good enough. Well, that's the problem. The fact that you would even say that. That's the rookie mistake right there. That's enough. But there's a 1% man out there saying, son, you're a rookie. And understand, you just proved them right by saying 80's enough. And that's all the manosphere, basically. Right, there you go. I hope you understand. Let's continue.
And up so they can be better, suitable bachelor, more eligible bachelors. Like, you should do better. Why? Well, because we need more babies. And the only way that's going to happen is if you're meeting women's standards all the time. And again, it's not, again, this whole thing comes back to what I was saying about Patrick Bet-David and Trad Cons and Scott Galloway's on this too. And most of the guys who want to dip their toes in the manosphere or dip their toes in the red pill, topics right now, their cure for everything is more responsibility for guys and not understanding authority. But the other part of it is that as far as that man up, responsibility, shit is concerned, is it's never two ways. It's never about the chick, right?
Well, son, you are not real. Of course, it's not two ways. It's one way. Have also been saying that all the damn time. Now, look, I know I don't have the biggest platform. And I know this might not reach anybody damn near, right? But if any of you, my viewers, reach this level, here it is. It comes down to this perfect example, okay? Like he said, well, it's only one way. It's not both ways. Well, check this out, Rolio. If it was truly a two-way street, you would also take it in the ass. Rolio. Understand why it's only one way. You see, while this is simple, it's so damn simple that it's hard. It's overlooked because they never calculate this. They never do the math. Never once have I seen a single red pillar or a manosphere advocate or any other pillar or coach or relationship, anything, ever once mention this that you're hearing here first. And I've said in other of my videos, but here it is. It can't be a two-way street. It can't. Because if it was 50-50, you would take your share of the hog. Understand. Why is this? I mean, I understand why everybody kind of looks over, sure, because like, well, you have to 100% be the best and blah, 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 all right? Okay. and then you want 100% of her, right? Okay. But you said it's a two-way street, so what does that mean? That means you both are equal, right? Which don't work. Okay. And you both have to carry the same amount of work, which again, equal, don't work. And then you have to take the same level of shit, which again, don't work. Understand. It's amazing, right? But anyways, let's finish this video up because that was it. That was the be all end all for any of you, my viewers, that understood exactly what I said. This could be the aha moment for everything and anything. But understand, you must know your role, right? She knows her role, ironically, amazingly, right? Universally. It's just mind-boggling. But anyways, for me, I mean, why nobody seems to get it. But let's continue.
Right? So if he's talking about the impossibly high standards that women have, and they're told through society to, you know, pull the ripcord and all this other stuff, you got to remember that a lot of that is basically naturalistic. It's just simply the part of women's operating systems. And it comes back to what were we saying before? Dualistic mating strategy. What is that based on? Well, we used to call it hypergamy, but if we want to call it dual mating strategy, okay, so be it. What's it based on? Alpha fucks and beta bucks. If women can make their own security, if they can get the bag, if they can be educated, if they can own more homes than men, if they can have better jobs than men, if they're basically become the men that they wanted to marry, as Gloria Steinem said back in 1970, if they can become the men that they wanted to marry, if they can cover the beta buck side of the hypergamous equation, what's left? Alpha fucks. I want to fuck the hot guy. And that guy, that average guy, is not hot. I went through all.
Okay. Now, while he makes a good point, what's the solution? Isn't this amazing, right? It's like he's got the problem and can't seem to see the solution. Solution's so simple. It really is, right? Understand the premise, right? That's it. Anyways, that should be suffice for today, right? Got to do something real quick. So I will see you on the next video. Like I said, short video today. So there you go. Give me a like, share, subscribe, and comment down below.